been thinking lately that coronavirus is like weeds in a field. I remember what it was like when we started farming 28 years ago. The weeds were terrible. Our family would spend hours and days out in the field hoeing the weeds out. Cliff cultivated every week or two. It was exhausting. But we knew that if we didn't keep after the weeds, they would take over and we wouldn't have a crop. The hoe was a very primitive and basic tool, but it was all we had at the time. In much the same way, the 3 W's, the hand washing, the wearing a mask, and watching your distance are very basic, primitive tools. But it's all we have right now in our fight against the coronavirus. And just like the scientists developed better weed management systems for the crops, the scientists are working really hard on better treatments and vaccines for COVID. But until we have those better tools in place, it's important that we keep hoeing and keep working at keeping the weeds out. Unfortunately, it's no longer safe to assume that we are so remote in Huron County that the virus won't come here. It found us. More and more of our neighbors are coming down with it. And I, for one, want to do what I can to support my friends who are working in healthcare now, rather than add to their stress. Along with the 3 W's, if you do suspect that you have the coronavirus or if you test positive, please let me know. I'd like to get you one of these pulse oximeters where you can monitor your oxygen level and then know if and when you need to get more medical help. You all know that this virus is affecting us in other non-physical ways. Please care for yourself emotionally and spiritually at this time as well. Be kind to yourself. Ask for help if you're struggling. Connect with people in meaningful and creative ways. It's been so nice to be able to meet with you in person these past few months, and I can't bear the idea of going the whole winter without being with you. That's why the leadership of the church is working hard at finding creative ways to maintain community in a responsible manner. Our relationships with each other are so important, especially in ways that we trust and extend grace to each other. You know, one of the reasons that I feel like it's safer for me to be in church with you than at other places is because I trust you. I trust that you will not come to church if you know you've been exposed or if you have some symptoms of the disease. One Sunday morning last month, I woke up and I had an awful upset stomach. Now, that's not one of the classic signs of COVID, but it could be, so I stayed home. By noon, I was over whatever it was, probably something I ate, but I just wanted to be careful because I love you, and I know that you're trusting me to make the right choice. I also know that we are all doing the best we can to navigate this uncharted territory that we find ourselves. And we find that each one of us is doing it just a little different. Let's extend love and grace to others. Let's be aware of the dangers of developing negative opinions of others just because they're at a different place with all of this. Maybe we're worried about the weeds that we see in their fields and we think that they should be out cultivating to keep the weeds from coming our way. Maybe we can't figure out why they're out hoeing when we can't see any weeds in their field at all. Regardless of our opinions, let's be intentional about encouraging and supporting each other. Let's be good neighbors because it is by our love that they will know that we are Christians. I'm praying for a speedy release of an effective vaccine and better treatment options. But until then, I'm sharpening my hoe. I'm trusting Jesus and I'm washing my hands.